Rosemary's here, Larry's not.
They took off.
I don't have Rosemary. Are we gonna read the treasurer's report?
Am I gonna read it?
Yeah, Larry's for.
Can you read the treasurer's report?
Can you?
Can I? Yeah, I can read it.
Okay.
Thanks, ma'am. You're welcome.
You foggy?
It itches.
Maybe close on the hand to you?
No, that's the way it goes to Jerry in the white shirt. Harley Davidson mask.
Okay. Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, what street is that on?
Yeah.
Work that one on.
Like also Country Club.
Right, you're on here.
Right, see, that's close to the Country Club. That part.
Yeah, I have to look into it, but you need to get it from Jerry.
Jerry?
He did one on Riot today.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you, lady.
I have another one.
I went to give it to Val, she said, give it to Jerry. Oh, is that, Bella Princess?
Come on, she dresses for 50 today.
Another one minute. Hey, Mark, can you guys give me a mic check? Check. Check, check. Check. Is this helping you with the speaker right there for the audio?
Yeah, it should, thank you.
I gotta order some more of those nameplates. I'm missing 2 of them. Those plastic holders.
Oh, just the holders? Okay.
I don't know what happened. I'm missing 2 of them. I'm missing 2 unit reps.
All right.
Unless there's 2 of them gone. I know Vicky's gone with Mr. Campbell. That's 2, right?
Right, yeah, Paul and Hope, they resigned, and Vicky passed away.
Yeah, there's three missing, right? Yeah. Who they nominating?
Tom.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, Tom.
No, probably me. You put his resume.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, I'll have to, I'll talk with Paul about it, I don't think it'll be a problem. Feel like you
Dennis, you ready?
Okay, let's call this meeting to order. I respect, please silence all phones and remove all hats. Anybody recording? Okay, can you hear me? Okay. Oh, well, Strat's recording, okay. Larry's excused, by the way.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first thing on the agenda is approval of minutes from board direction meeting 9/15/21. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second? Second by Rosemary, motion by Gil. All in favor, raise your right hand and say aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, do we have any board correspondence?
You might as well read that now, Ms. Al.
Okay, to the Brookridge Board of Directors. The Social Events Committee has organized a golf cart scavenger hunt on November 7th for Brookridge residents and their guests. Registration will begin at 2 p.m. The cost is $5. Half of the proceeds will be given out as prizes. Each scavenger will be given a collection bag and the streets where 10 items can be found. To be eligible for prizes, all 10 items must be collected in the bag and returned to the community center. Please make sure your carts are fully charged. After the hunt, a hot dog dinner, including chips, cookie, and drink, will be available for $5. Split the pot will be offered, and music for listening and dancing to follow. This is a BCPO Board of Direction sponsored event. We hope everyone will come out and enjoy the activities. Deborah Burns, the Social Events Committee Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Well, my report this evening is going to be that we're having the, of course, we're having a town hall meeting tomorrow, but Tuesday of next week, I have the order here at 2 o'clock, or I guess it's going to be like a board meeting style meeting, and he's going to go over like the audit and where all the figures he got from. So make it that if you got any questions, feel free to come that day. And see, he'll try to answer them the best he can. Let's see, you're going to see some changes around here. The signs for the truck is being ordered. They'll be on it in the next few days. Let's see. Okay, I've got a list of things we've done this year, and I'll give it to you so far. I will announce that tomorrow. I don't know where that paper's at right now. The other thing that's going on, we know the roof's starting. Tell us about the roof so far. Fix it, man.
No. The roof materials should be starting arriving sometime around between the 28th and 29th of October. The tennis courts are going on right now. They showed up this morning. They dropped off material. It's going to take between 8 to 12 days to finish. The fences are fully painted with some touch-up tomorrow, and the awning that's also been painted nice and bright white. So everything's in the process right now of getting done.
Thanks, Vince.
Thank you, Vince. And also, you gotta remember that those items come out of the reserve fund. They don't come out of the operating budget. Now, we'll have a demonstration tomorrow at the town hall meeting exactly to explain all that and how that works tomorrow. So, let's see, somebody gave me a list of, a couple items up here about drainage, but as you know, we've had a lot of rain in the last 4 months. If anybody sees anything in a retention pond that needs to be like worked on or anything like that, they're trying to get to them as quick as they can, if they've not already got to it, because we are short, a person when in public works, and there's only 3 actually, but now there's only 2. And, we expected the rain season to be over with a lot sooner than basically what it was, but, they're doing as fast as they can, so that's all I have as far as the president report go. I guess the treasurer report will be read by Rosemary today, considering Larry's not here tonight.
Good evening. Our operating balance as of September 2021 is $261,205.72. Accounts receivable assessments, $133,523.80. BRC fines owed, $85,265.53, with 32 liens on file. Assessment income, $99,026.82. Collected VRC fines, $7,950. Other income, $14,744.35, for a total income of $121,721.17. Operating expenses, administration, $9,261.86. Year-to-date budget, $224,567.32, or 55% of our budget. Facilities, $19,118.25. Year-to-date budget, $197,233.56, for a total of 72% of our budget. Public Works, $13,359.43, $143,267.24 of our year-to-date budget, for 66% of our total budget. And code enforcement, $18,241.41, year-to-date budget, $197,267.12, for 61% of the budget. Total expenses, $59,980.85. The year-to-date budget so far, $762,335.24. In the reserve account, we earned $17.72 interest. we aren't gonna spend it all in one place. Year to date, 402,480 was deposited in our reserve account. The balance is $2,032,065.74. Reserve expenses paid out $11,981.25 for computers, $7,650 for the roof progress payment, the vehicle, the Toyota Tacoma, $34,999.99, and paving, $122,530.50, for a total of $177,161.74. In donated funds, in the capital city account, $20,841.10. In donations, $300. $1,756.19 was paid out to Haywood HCC, 2,000. Total expenses paid out of donated funds, $1,756.19.
Thank you. Unfinished business, we have a budget discussion. Anybody like to say anything about the budget?
I'd like to remind people that hearing pros and cons about the budget, we have to remember that most of our employees are receiving $10 an hour now as of October 1st because of the payment of the vote that was taken in the state of $15 minimum wage. Most of our people in the 20s, I can't remember exactly how many, were making $8.65 an hour, which is the minimum wage. It was the minimum wage until October 1st. We have a lot of employees. Next year, it goes up to $11 an hour. So everybody who is making $10 an hour this year now will go up to $11 an hour. Plus, we have a handful also, maybe 7 or 8, that we're making just over $10 an hour. So theirs will go up to $11 an hour. With that are the expenses, taxes and things like that. And that's why we have such a huge increase there. All of our line items, those are regular expenses, operating expenses, we have kept flat, and that was due to the department heads, the supervisors, and the front office, and the finance committee committing to keep it as low as possible because of the expenses that we have. The only thing that has gone up are utilities and our insurance, liability, one of the insurances went from $65,000 to $82,000. That's another expense that we can't let go. And I believe Jerry, how much did the auditor say that we were in the red?
But according to their numbers, we were 158,000 short. But of course, most of that I think is falling on paper. I don't think any of it's actually on, as far as money goes, like, basically just paperwork stuff.
Right, okay. So that is the reason, and, no matter what goes on up at this board, with this board, we are all members of Brookridge. And I was shocked when a man that I've known for years said, there's so much bickering that you're not getting anything. Well, you know what, people? We're not getting anything. It's all of us that are going to suffer. And we do need the 3% raise is about $99,000. and that is not for anything frivolous. That is to pay our employees what they deserve to be paid and what the state has decided to do. So if anybody has any questions, Jerry will take any questions now.
Was, as far as what I know about it is when, we looked at the payroll, when it went up from $8.60 to like $10, I think the first paycheck was last week, right? Okay, the first of October. Well, anyway, when we saw that number, what it used to be, the average used to be somewhere right around 28,000. That's what the average paycheck was, like how much we spend on payroll per every pay period, which is 2 weeks. And I noticed that it went up roughly right around between $2,000 and $3,000. And so you take that and you times it out by 19 pay periods, which is what we got next year at $10 an hour, plus what we're already paying everyone else there. That's basically $57,000. Well, then, when it goes up to 11, you figure it's gonna go up another, basically it's gonna go up another dollar, and that's basically figures out to another $1,500. So that makes it going up from previously 28,000 up to 32.5. We times that by that 1,500 times 7, and that of course gives you almost 32,000, somewhere around there. So you add those two together, and that's gonna give you right at 9,000. That's pretty much where it's gonna be, and that's just paid employees, does not count cost of living and everything, as far as that goes. And just know that we've not got it quite as bad as some people do. I just saw something right beforehand, about 20 minutes till 7, I was looking on Facebook, and somebody posted a picture of what gas prices were in California, and they're already $8 a gallon. So it's like $7.99 for like premium. I think it's, another one's like $7.69 was the cheapest. So that part of what we got is not bad. So, I mean, it's bad, but it's not as bad as that. So, I noticed we don't have like a GM report on here this week. So, anybody got any question about the budget? I'll try to answer what we can right here. I don't see anybody out there with a question. Anybody got any comments up here? Okay. I got one on the first, second row right there. You can come on up to the stand right here. Okay, and then we got one in the back there.
Lucille McGuire, Unifor. On this increase, people have heard that even next year there will be another increase in the HOA fees. Do you foresee that coming if this gets approved? And how much do you think more do we need? Because most of the money is going towards code enforcement for the fiscal year 2022.
Well, I think when your first question is there, do I see it going up next year? To be honest with you, as long as till it gets to $15 an hour, I see it going up every year.
But
And I'll see,
prediction, how much more?
I'll say at least $2 a year would have to go up, at least that till it gets to 55.
Okay, that's an honest answer. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You got a question back in the back,
I
Maria?
just would like to clarify.
Sir?
No, I'm not yet.
Okay.
Lucille, you said, you noted that most of it was in code enforcement. You're absolutely correct. We have the most employees in code enforcement, and they work 3 shifts. The other 2 work 2 shifts, and the main office works 1 shift. So that is why it's mostly in code enforcement, because we have the most amount of employees and the most amount of hours.
Come to the podium.
Okay, you know, it's just what you didn't miss was this. I don't know the breakdown because I don't have who and how many. It's just been told, but I haven't seen it in black and white. Basically, I'm saying that all of this, close to a lot of it, is being put in code enforcement. And my concern is that's only for fiscal year 2022, that none of it is being foreseen as needed for the following years to come. And we know every October 1st, there'll be a $1 increase for the next 5 years. That's how I clarify it, okay?
Yeah, and you know, it's really impossible, Lucille, to figure that out, to predict what's gonna happen the next years. We just know that unless the governor says HOAs don't have to abide by that, they haven't accepted that yet. We just know that unless the governor says HOAs don't have to abide by that, they haven't accepted that yet. We are on the carpet for that. The only way to stop it is to close some things down.
And that's already been talked about. So there's nothing to add on my part,
It's always possible.
right?
Nothing is impossible.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that point, that it's all going in one place. That's where most of the part-time workers are. But we don't know exactly, because I guess it's privileged information about how many of them are going up to 10 versus how many are already beyond that. And I know October 1st next year, whoever's beyond that, up to 11, will get 11, including those that are getting 10 now that haven't gotten 10. So it's a lot of numbers, but we don't know, we don't have a very clear picture of it, because I guess it's not for the general membership to know exactly. Because, you know, private information, everybody, you know.
Exactly, and you know, perhaps that's something that we can do, is to find out just how many employees that we have in code enforcement and how many we have.
So I think I can answer that question when we meet with that.
He
Oh,
has the figures.
that's good.
I'm gonna count them up, and this is including the people that fill in if somebody's sick, just so you know. We have 21 employees in code enforcement, but of course, not every one of them work every single day. Some of us fill in if somebody's sick or whatever. You know, people have asked the question about if we can cut out the drivers and things like that. But one thing that really surprised me was, and I asked this, and I know people ask about the gate back there in the back, but there's more than just that gate back there. There's like, I think there's like 4 or 5 gates, and they gotta be checked on. I know that, the other day, there was one gate over on, it's close to the RV compound, but it was over, and it's next to Grove Road over here, and I do know the lock was broke on that one, and Mike fixed it. And that was like he found it broke somewhere around 8 or 9 o'clock at night, I think is what he said. And they actually do more than just ride around looking for like trash or whatever, like high price or whatever. They usually write down a time of what time they check the gates and stuff like that. Also, the school back there, I'm gonna check with, I think Vivian asked me that earlier, Vivian Blair asked me about it, and we have an appointment set up for, if I'm correct on this, we're gonna set an appointment with the county commissioner to find out exactly what to do with that gate back there, the school gates, because they have to be open from 6 o'clock in the morning till at least 5:30 in the afternoon. So you gotta have a third shift driver, or somebody go back there and open that gate, at 6 o'clock in the morning, you also gotta have somebody close the gate at 5:30. I wanna see if we can maybe get them to fix the school part or the county to fix that gate. And also to see if we can close our gate at like, I think when the school takes in like 9:30, is that right, Carol?
Yeah, I think the last one was 9:10 starts.
Okay, 9:10 start, maybe we can have it open from like 6 o'clock in the morning to like close at 9:30 or something like that, and then open back up when the school lets out until 5:30, because of course, anybody that knows that if you got a school kid that lives within 2 miles of a school, the bus does not pick them up. So that's why that gate has to be open back there. And yes, unfortunately, we do have people in here that are younger than 55, that do have kids, school-age kids, and so that's gotta be taken into consideration too. I understand the safety part of it. We'll look at every possible angle when it comes to that. So that question is we're gonna find out that answer to that, because I'm like the rest of y'all. I don't have any kids, and I'd like to see that gate secure, locked, and everything, but we don't wanna be unfair to the people that do live in here that's got kids. So, that's where we're gonna go with that. We're gonna talk about and see what the best solution is. The new business we have is the appointment of new unit rep, and that's Gail will be going to talk about that.
The SOP for unit reps is 3.1. The purpose, according to the DCPO bylaws, unit representatives, Article 6, the unit reps shall assist the board with communications and special projects, promote improvements and community pride, and serving as voting clerks at elections as applicable. Now, due to the resignation of Hope and Paul Campbell as unit reps, we have 2 vacancies. We have received a resume from Thomas Freeman, to fill 1 vacancy. So I would like to make a motion to appoint Thomas Freeman to the Brookridge unit reps.
Second by Rosemary, motion by Nick Cap. Have any discussion about that? Okay, all in favor of appointing Thomas Freeman to the unit rep, say aye. Where's the right hand?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay, 3-3.
I would like to make a motion to table this until our next board meeting, which will be November. No, it's 3-3, there's no vote. The president can vote. The president
I
votes.
vote yes anyway. So, make it 3-3.
Well, that won't get passed either, so I'll bring it up again. I can bring it up at the next meeting per Robert's rules.
Okay, just so y'all, by anyone knows, we have Barry's gonna talk about a unit rep. I know the one resigned today, another one. She's gonna talk about it, I guess.
Beverly Epstein, Unit 6, I'm also the chair of the unit reps. I don't see why anybody would object to anybody wanting to volunteer as a unit rep. That's mind-boggling. Anyway, I do hope Thomas is getting approved. We have one of our unit reps passed away. Her name is Vicki Weiser. The memorial service will be next Monday from 2 to 6 here in the clubhouse. and everyone is invited to celebrate her life. Vicky Marciano, due to health reasons, has also resigned. So we do need people, and I just don't understand why anybody would object. Thank you.
That answers your question because it wasn't put out for other people to apply for it.
Yes, it's in the news and views. It's in the news and views. Oh.
Excuse me, resumes for unit reps and anyone who wants to run for the board of directors are due November 1st. I believe because there was an opening, they tried to fill one now. Any resumes that come in November 1st, they will consider for unit reps.
And to add to that, there's many times over the years when we've had unit reps that things have happened to. Unit reps are very important to Brookridge. They do a lot of things other than sitting over there with their shirts on and looking pretty. They do a lot of work for Brookridge, and they help neighbors. They help with elections. They help the BCPO when we put on board affairs. And I have to say, I am very disappointed. And Thomas, you will make a good unit rep at some point. And we have always appointed them over all of the years.
I have one question. Mr. Tom, I noticed the last meeting you walked up to the podium and you were breathing heavy. And you could hardly talk. Am I right in saying that?
That's none of your business.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'll be honest with you, that was totally uncalled for you to ask that question. That was totally uncalled for you to do that.
Be in good health and reasonable physical condition. Thank you.
We've had unit
I'm
reps
gonna
over
call
there.
this, I'm gonna,
Thank you.
Mr. Freeman, you have the floor.
He was attacked last
Mr.
time.
Freeman has the floor.
I had a procedure done on Monday
Very good, thank you.
to correct my problem.
Mr. Stratton, you're out of order.
I know I'm out of order. I'm asking a man, he gave me a question. Thank you very much, so I appreciate that.
Could you please let him finish?
I will.
Thank you.
I'd like to know why you guys don't want me on the unit rep.
That's a fair question. The reason was incorrect.
What I want to know is if you're gonna hold that against him, that he's got a heart condition, that's fine. Why you hold things against me, because I've had a stroke and a heart attack. Is that the way it works?
Okay.
Is that what you do?
No. Article 2.5, be in good health and reasonable physical condition. I'm reading what the rules are. That's all.
Reasonable.
Reasonable, yes.
According to ADA.
Okay, I am going to,
Okay. Call the meeting.
I'm calling the meeting, I am adjourning this meeting.
Second.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. If he wants to walk out like this, and he's gonna walk like that and run out.
Okay,
No.
stop.
Podium.
Stop. Okay,
Okay,
oh,
enough.
hold on, please.
We need a second.
No, I will rescind, I am going to take that back. When I'm asking the GM as a parliamentarian, I know that if we voted on something, it can be brought back up that evening. Is that correct?
If I would recommend tonight, I would wait, put his resume in with the unit reps that are gonna be, putting in there for November 1st. It's only a few days away.
The problem with that is that, we have to wait until March. And that
No,
is,
it's due, yeah.
that we have to wait until March for
I would
the
bring it up.
election, and we have duties that have to be done, and now we're down 4 unit reps.
Okay, can you put it on the agenda for next time for another vote? And we have all board members. Thank you.
You know, that's what I'm gonna call for what you did. And that was like you saying you're for the people. That ain't for the people.
Okay.
Following rules and regulations.
I'm making a motion
Yeah,
to adjourn
only
this
rules and
meeting.
regulations apply to me.
Rosemary.
There's other people that have things to say.
Doing the rules and regulations.
You're not the president.
Okay, should we move on to members' comments? Board of Directors, I'm sorry.
Okay, we're starting in there with the committee reports by the director. We'll start with Mark Keller.
I caught a comment from a recent town hall meeting.
Wait a minute, I'm asking for a committee report. Have you got a
I'm
committee
giving you
report
my report, Jerry.
on the committee?
Yeah.
Okay, you sit at the golf committee?
Well, you just let me finish my report, and I think you'll probably be happy. Could I please?
Yes. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Okay. A comment from a recent town hall meeting by our president. I don't include 3 board members because I don't like what they say. Is that how an HOA board president should interpret his or her duties? I thought a board was to act in tandem to better serve the community. I and 2 other board members have had no input on the purchase of a 4-door pickup for code enforcement. First of all, it is not economical, and second,
Excuse me, Mark, this is not a committee report. This is something you feel personally.
second of all, Rich Stratton has over 30 years' experience in the automotive
Can
industry.
you cut his mic or something?
You want me to cut his mic?
Mark, you're supposed to be doing a committee report, not something you personally feel right now. That was what Jerry asked you for.
Well, if you just let me finish this,
No, I'm not.
No, no.
Jerry, Mark,
okay?
this is getting out of hand.
All right. According to Florida Statute 720, I am tendering my resignation from the board, and I choose not to be associated with the board functioning outside the parameters of the bylaws, rules, regulations of this community. Thank you for clapping. God bless you. We're gonna need it.
Okay, Rich Stratton, got any comments about the committee report on
No comments, everything's fine.
Rosemary?
The Veterans Day Committee has just about finalized our plans for Veterans Day. We will be meeting on Monday to firm up our schedule. There will be no golf cart parade, partly due to, as Vince was saying, they're going to be starting the roofing, and we may have issues with equipment and dumpsters in the parking lot. And the other thing is there will not be a separate Fallen Heroes table. Our Fallen Heroes table has always been for all those veterans who gave their ultimate sacrifice to this country, regardless of the branch of service. We are not going to start carving out distinctive, like World War II or Korea or Vietnam. We're not going to do that. So everything is on track for November 11th. We will begin our ceremonies at 9 a.m. I have the music all set. Everything is going as planned. And within a week or so, you will see, I just ordered a sign
to put up front so that people will know what's going on.
Thank you. Well, you got anything to report?
I don't have anything from my bingo committee. Can I, do the secretary's correspondence that I got? Or do I have to be called for members' comments?
Is it on the agenda?
No, that's why somebody had to bring it to my house.
No, it has to wait till the next meeting, it's not on the agenda.
Well, no, I'll bring it up under members' comments then.
You should do that? I don't think you can do that.
Why not?
Because you just said you were gonna read it on the secretary's report.
No, I didn't. I said, do I read it as a commit under director as a secretary report? Or should I read it as a member's comment? So I guess it's a member comment. Is it my turn for member comment?
No.
No,
Okay.
we're doing committee reports.
Okay.
Okay, Pam?
Okay, beautification report. Beautification committee, was still only a few ladies right now, and we're still trying to keep up with, all of the beds on the boulevard and out front and in front of the guardhouse. We are hoping, we're waiting for, Peck Landscaping to give us a price on when you come into Brookridge, when you come down Brookridge Central and then you hit Brookridge Boulevard. That one on the right, he figured it would be about $1,500 to make that, as Karen Keaton likes to say, a wow factor for Brookridge. And with that, we've only got about $2,200 in the coffers, so that leaves us with not a lot of money. So we had to buy new Christmas lights also, so that's taken a couple of $100. And the Christmas lights are, as you know, for the front, in front of the guide shack and up to the road. So we are looking for more people to come help with weeding and such. So that's the beautification report. Unit reps. These ladies over here, and eventually there'll be a gentleman there too. They are in different units, and if you have a problem or if you have if you know a new neighbor and they haven't spoken to a unit rep yet, encourage them to look at the news and views, and all of their names are in there and their units. And just so you know, your UBL number, the first number on your UBL number is the unit that you're in. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. And tonight we have, starting, just kind of wait. We have Sandy, we have Delane, we have Bev, we have Linda. Raise your hand. Don't be shy. And Peggy Christie. She's our longtime lady, and we're glad to still see her as a unit rep. If anybody's interested in becoming a unit rep and meeting new neighbors, you can talk to any one of these ladies.
Thank you. Okay, I think we have 11 or 12 projects that was approved at the ACC meeting that have no money since the last time we met. Also, the RV compound committee has met. They met me out at the RV compound. We did a walkthrough and things like that. We've made a list of what trailers need to be moved and which ones need to be checked to see where the owner's at and that kind of thing, to see if we can get them out of there. We've got one here that was on blocks out there. And that's what we got. And just to let people know that if you own a landscaping trailer in your own Grove Road side, which will be spots, I'm gonna say about 60 through 99, we're planning on moving to the forties, in the next few weeks, because we're wanting to free up those long spaces down there at the corner, which are around 70, 97, 98, 99. Also, we're looking at removing like at least 2 or 3 trailers, which will be like, I think a lot 72, we're gonna try to move it or have something done with it, and then I think it's lot 1. I want to say it's right around 204 is the one that's got blocks on it. Out there, and see about moving it too. Then we're gonna free up some more spaces to like give people what's on the waiting list. That's all I have right now. Now we'll start on member comments, which I'll start on the left-hand side of your gentleman in the red.
I believe you gave me permission to speak as a member.
Okay.
Okay, and then I will turn it over to you people. The first thing is, at our prior meeting, Director Keller implied that President Foster was not concerned with the health and safety of our residents by not having the clubhouse sanitized. In 2020, when we were hit with having the clubhouse sanitized, where was his concern then? I have had the honor and privilege to serve on the BCPO Board of Directors going on 11 years. I have never witnessed such appalling behavior by certain board members. Over the years, we have had differences of opinion, differences that were addressed with respect and civility, not with name-calling and false accusations. Bias and personal agendas were left outside, not so much now. There is a small contingency of malcontents doing everything they can, rumors, innuendos, falsehoods, and even cyberbullying to cast doubt and mistrust, creating a toxic environment in our community. It is way past time to cease this juvenile behavior. This is not the Brookridge I've known for 16 years. We have serious challenges ahead of us. We need unity and strength to face those challenges, now more than ever.
Thank you. As a gentleman, well, where do you go? Okay, come on up, Houston. Who's the first one for you?
Hi, I'm Mike from Unit 4. I have a question about the golf carts. Okay, if you're a golf cart member, like to the country club and all that, you get the stickers, okay? If you're a resident of Brookridge, they told me I have to get numbers on my card, okay? Today I was here for a club meeting, and I went to pull in on my golf cart, and there was not one cart, either with the golf cart sticker or the number on the card. And I just think that's unfair, because how come when I went up to pay my HOAs, and I just said to them, oh, I got a golf cart. Do I have to register it? And she said, yes, but there's no charge. So she gave me the sticker for the golf cart. Now, it was like a week ago, whatever. But I've noticed going around now on my golf cart that there's no numbers or nothing on it. And I just think it's unfair.
Yeah, they're supposed to have the numbers. I got numbers for mine. I don't play golf, so I know what you're talking about.
But who monitors them or whatever? And I went to when I was here today for my meeting, I went to the staff at the clubhouse and I asked, and they said,
That's an administration thing.
we don't do that. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm just questioning. I don't know.
Mike, thank you, and we can have somebody look into that.
And yes, there's a lot of things that have to be looked into like that. Thank you. But we'll look at that. We'll make note of that.
And you know, this is how we catch many things, because people are going around, and when your golf cart is in, you know, is in, they're not gonna catch it, but it's something we can look at. So,
Yeah, Mike, every resident, if they're a member of the golf club, okay, they get a certificate for their cart, okay, and also got a set of numbers on it.
Yeah.
1 through, say, for instance, 800.
Which I understand, I know that.
Now, if you do not belong to it, okay, and you want to register your golf cart, the office provides a sticker with a number on it.
Which
That's it,
they
okay? And also with that, okay, if you also provide them with a handicap plate, if you have a handicap plate on your cart, just for the residents, okay, they'll give you a sticker for your cart so you can park in the handicap parking. Okay? Doesn't matter whether it's a car or a golf cart. If it's a handicapped person that needs a handicap spot, as long as they got a sticker or plate or something on their golf cart or their car, they can park in handicap parking. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying about
Down the side here,
right?
it says parking only BCPO.
Like, yeah, right. That's correct.
And that first row,
That's my question too, like.
That's along the whole,
Correct, down the side.
if you have a golf cart and it's not registered, please go to the office and register and give you a sticker. No, I'm talking, people, that you're saying that people aren't registering their carts, right? So I'll make a point of let my monitors know tomorrow and next week, okay, that please look for this. If they're not, forward them to the office to get them registered.
That's fine, there's no, I understand that, but I was like, no, I'd be the one.
I hear you, Mike.
I'm just saying, I understand that, but I would be the one to be singled out, and then be like, oh, it's you.
okay.
Oh, yeah, I do that too, Mike.
Okay, well,
All right? Thank you.
as he's talking about that, it reminded me of something I need to say. The first row out here is going to eventually be, right now it's no parking for like SUVs and stuff, and we've already talked about that first row is gonna be golf carts only through there, except for where the handicap parking is. And Billy's putting that thing together, Public Works is working on that right now. The next question, we'll see. We go with Jackie back there, okay? Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. No, go ahead, you're up there.
Jack, just push it up.
I'm Jackie McCabe, Unit 6. I knew it this time. First of all, I would like to thank the board for allowing us to have the fall garage sale. We missed a whole year because of COVID and all that. So it was a great pleasure and a lot of work. There were many folks that really need to be thanked. We don't do this alone. Sue Havercoast and I sat in the back of this room for 2 mornings to sell tables. I've done it many years. I've been here 16 and I've done this a long time. Let me tell you, it is the first time we did not sell all 61 tables. We even came back the next day and tried again.
let's see, it says here, this year we sold only 40. Then we went down and we worked in E room. It was Rosemary Bastieri and Flo Dunham. Those girls and I were there every weekday for a month. We gathered in bags and boxes of what I call treasures. And then we marked them and separated them in categories. And it was not easy, but it was a lot of fun. While we were there, classes would break out, get loose, and come in to see, and ended up buying. It was a wonderful thing to do. And guess who else came? People from the pool. I couldn't believe it. Friday night, after bingo finally closed, we carried and pushed all those things on wheeled trays. The treasures all came down here to the auditorium with the help of residents who came with their family. Ron Ross and his son and his grandson came to help us move all the treasures. There were many other residents that came to help, and I'll tell you, we got it all set up. We fixed the displays, and we left here around 11-ish. The next morning, I was back here at 6:30 in order to let people in that had bought a table. Mary Sweeney and her crew set up the coffee that Steve Ballesteri had very nicely fixed, because there's no way I could have picked that thing up and put it on the table. Those girls, they did coffee and donuts, and then they made hot dog plates, and we did the best we could all morning. More and more of our residents came and helped on the Brookridge tables. And we were busy and busy and busy. I wish I could hug every one of those people. I don't even know all of their names except because they had masks on. Gail Metcalf arrived early Saturday morning, walked in and said, "I'm here, what do you need?" And I kept her busy all day. Monday morning, we counted the money. I'm sorry to say, we only made $969.70, and today we collected another $20. I hope the board will consider sharing this money between Vince's wish list and the Beautification Committee. By the way, when we finished on Saturday, we packed up Ed Duran's truck, not just his truck, but a large van, several small vans. I found out they were packing my car too, and Gail and I drove out to there, as well as the vendors. And one vendor who had been up here had bought a table and came out and said, "What are you guys doing? Can I help?" Not only did he help, he came all the way to the church, helped us carry things in. Okay. We took all the treasures to Karen's kit and caboodle at the church on Deltona. Everyone carried in things and pushed and pulled dollies. And the people there will sort and sell and donate to the poor families, and they'll sell some of the things in their shop. Gail and Linda Smith-Hartman were the guides with the dollies. I want to know where they got all that energy. Maybe next year, there will not be any COVID, and more people will be able to come out and buy. We usually make between $2,000 and $3,000 at the sale, but because of COVID and all the other garage sales, we couldn't do it this year. But there's a lot of people, a lot of residents that I'd like to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll try again.
And thank you, Jackie.
Thank you, Jackie.
Gil Lito, Unit 4. What I gotta talk about is very important. I was totally embarrassed. I was down at the office. I was going for a meeting at the office while I was waiting for my party. I saw two people come in and treated Vivian very rudely. And then they turn around and go on next door and say how rude she is. The lady's doing a job the best she can. She's kind of got an important job there. I don't know where this anger is coming from. People need to calm down and relax. In fact, one person I said, sir, we don't treat our secretary this way. You mind calming down? And he said, screw this, and he walked out. Now, where is this all happening? And one of the guys that I'm talking about, he's only been here about 3 months. So why are we getting so angry? What's causing all this?
That's a great question, Gil.
Gil, can I answer that question for you?
Sure.
Last year I sat there with Vivian for hours. People would come in, if they would talk to her, it wouldn't be so much about the board or with this or that. It's them talking to her about their physical condition. So she sits there as a good person for 10 minutes and listens to them.
Right.
You know, it takes so much when the line of backing up is backed up.
That's right.
You know, I don't care what secretary you're not. It only takes so much. So if she says, excuse me, I have other people to take care of, then they get upset. That's the truth. I see it black and white. It happens.
I have nothing against Vivian. She's fantastic. She did handle it properly, and she's very professional. I think the lady does a hell of a job.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, you come on
Yes.
up. And after that, we can ask me, sorry, I couldn't pronounce the last name.
Vivian Blair, Unit 4, and I'm totally confused. I don't understand your rules of parliament and all that stuff. I have what I consider a serious situation here that a bylaw should be changed. And I put in the paperwork for it, and according to our news and views, it said, please submit items to the administration office no later than Monday, October 4th. And I have my paperwork here. It was September 16th. Yeah, September 16th. It said topics will be placed on the board of directors agenda on Wednesday, October 20th. You didn't discuss any of it. What did I do wrong that this, I feel, really needs to be addressed? And I've said it before. What I would like the bylaws to be changed to or put on the ballot so people can vote for it is the fact that I pay a lot and a half, but I only get one vote. I should get 1.5 vote. People that have 2 lots get 2 votes. And I wrote up a paper to say how I think easy it would be to count those half votes. And I feel since I'm paying for it, I should get a vote for it. So why was this not on the agenda? And what did I do wrong that it didn't get on the agenda? Do I need to fill out something else? I mean, I don't know. But I've got all the paperwork here, and I turned it into the office, and nothing's been said. And I have been complaining about this for at least 4 years. And people snicker when they say, how are you going to do a half a vote? Well, how do I have to pay for half a vote? Therefore, there should be a way to do a half a vote. And I've got that in black and white here. That's my complaint. And would it possibly be considered to be put in our voting for next year or when we vote for our new board and stuff? We don't usually do bylaw changes there, and I think this is an important one. No comments?
Question? Do you address that to when you sent it in? Who did you address it to?
I addressed it to the board of directors. And
I
if
never got a copy of that. I'm a board of directors.
I dropped it off at the office. It was addressed to the board of directors. And if it was the wrong place, I would have thought someone would have taken it and said, oh, that's not right. Let's give her a call and tell her which way she's supposed to do this. Not just let me swing in the wind, because that's how I feel. I have our little papers from when we used to pay our lot rents on here. You don't get them from the news and views anymore. We had nice papers. And guess what? I have a lot number. And guess what?
I have a half lot number also. So there's UBL numbers for my lot and my half a lot. So why am I not getting a vote for my half a lot? Why is that not being addressed?
Vivian, I'd just like to make a suggestion.
I'm sorry, you better have to speak louder.
I'm sorry, I'd like to make a suggestion. If you, do you have her paper, does anybody have the paperwork?
Paperwork didn't come in on time.
Oh, for this, okay.
Excuse me?
We had already gone to the attorney with the other three. If it
I
had-
can't hear you, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no, this cannot be put on this year's vote,
Right.
because that would have had to be done in August. That would be for the vote, and you're talking about for next year, the vote that's gonna come out in the next
It
one.
would be
What
the
are you
election
talking
vote.
about next year, Gail? Are you talking next?
Our next
April?
election, our next
Our next
election.
election, right,
Yes, that will come out in January or February,
right.
yes.
So it was not put in on time for that?
No,
No,
you'll go
we didn't say
in,
that.
you'll go in when we do the election. If they vote to put it on the agenda, it'll go for, in the March election.
You lost me.
When they
Okay.
vote for the board of directors,
The election of the board of directors is
Right.
in March. It will
Right.
go in there if the board votes to put it on the agenda.
Right, I understand that, and that's what I'm asking for. But,
Yes.
but
The board will,
according to our news and views, I thought it was gonna be on the agenda, like tonight, for the board to say, yes, we'll put it on the vote for January, February, whenever the vote is.
that's not usually done, I think, until after the budget vote, so that people don't get confused with them. So it will go in probably in our November meeting, and we'll put it on the agenda.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I was just going on this because I didn't know any better. I don't know about parliamentary rules. I'm a working person, I don't know about those things.
that's okay. I think the only error was that no one contacted you back to let you know that it would be done at the November election, so we apologize.
I have everything here. Do you want me to make copies for everybody on the board?
I believe we have them.
You'll get copies. I have them on my desk.
Gail will get copies, or will there be a copy put in the read file for all the directors?
All the directors will get it.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
thank you, Vivian.
Yes, Boyd.
Speaking of ballots, I've been getting calls from people with their second lot, and I was curious why they're not getting their mailed ballot. Why are the people with the second full lot not getting their second ballot?
Because we went by the property appraisers. And the property appraiser only has one mailing address for 2 lots.
So what are we gonna do to correct that?
What we're
Because
going to do is we're going to use our access database, our own personal database, figure out who has 2 lots, so we can get 2 addresses. If you have 2 lots but 1 mailing address, property appraisers you only have 1 deed, 1 address, 1 mailing address. So now we have to do it differently so we can figure out who has 2 lots and possibly 1.5 and add them in.
will this be able to be, in time for this budget vote?
It's not, no, but they've already been mailed out. I'm really pushing it for the election in March.
So we have people with a second full lot that aren't going to get a vote in this budget.
Oh, no, Val, anyone can come down and get a second ballot and/or they can vote in person the day before the election here at the clubhouse.
Okay, and if they live
Or
in
they can go
Canada-
online and vote.
Okay, so hopefully our Canadians will be able to do that. Jerry, I had a question for you real quick. When we formed the committees, the rules and regs and the other advisory committees, there was a rule that you could only be on one committee. So are we gonna relook at those applications? Because I had another resident say, hey, I put in for the Rules and Regulations Committee, and they told me because I was on a different committee, I couldn't serve. I'm guessing, that if we're gonna let somebody be on 5 committees, that you've probably rethought that. Yes, no?
I don't remember, so, we talked about the committees.
Okay, I was really bad. I was talking to Vivian. I didn't hear the question.
Jerry, when we talked about them at the beginning, we wanted to have, his thing was to have all different people on it. And as we go along, if people aren't, and then we have others, he has not formed the Rules and Regulations Committee. I think we're just actually waiting for the budget because it was so much. And we will be putting something out for the Rules and Regulations. If somebody is on another committee, they'll be able to. His intent was to get more people involved.
Okay. And last but not least, this letter that I got from a person that had to hand deliver it to Jerry, to Carol, to the board of directors about pet control. And I understand their concern, and I was wondering, are we going to get this? It was given September 25th, so it's been almost a month. Is this something that the board of directors are going to get in the read file, or is it going to be on the next agenda?
The letter I got was addressed to code enforcement and myself. We are working on it. I don't have any sound answers to resolve this issue. It's always been a problem, and I don't know how to fix it because people are irresponsible.
Okay, have you talked to the resident?
No, I'm trying to come up with some solutions.
Okay, maybe I'll brainstorm on that too.
I know we had a big problem a couple of years ago on a couple of streets. And if anybody has if you see dogs that are just running around and if they try to bite you, if they do, you can call, if they harm you, you call the dog officer. I forgot what it's called. We can get it in the news and views in a blast. Sometimes they're the only ones that can control them. They will come and pick up the dogs. And if a dog bites somebody, we can't call the county, but the residents, we really ask you to call because we had these problems, a couple of years ago, and it started to resolve, but then new people come in and their dogs are out and they're not used to them being on a leash. So that's something that we can talk about.
Okay, I've got Anthony, I can't pronounce the last name. Starts with J, K-A-B, L-O-N, S-K. Okay.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, we recently placed a house on a lot that we had bought.
I can't hear you.
Yes, Jablonski is the last name. Yeah, we placed a home at 8069 Fiat Avenue, and there's a lot of flooding with the rain that you had said. And yeah, granted, rain season is just about over, but it still doesn't fix the problem with the drainage, with the drainage sewer that you have there. So, again, we're coming here to address the problem, that it does have to be cleaned out and being taken care of.
What is your address?
I just said 8069.
8069.
Fiat.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and
That was the new homes up there?
it's the new house that we placed there, yeah, we just had it done in the last year. So I'm really concerned about that. So when we came back down here since July, there's a big line of going across the garage, there where the water went up to. So yeah, there is an issue, and even the neighbors, the across the street from us was saying, there's no way you can even leave your house when the water goes up that high. So there's an issue that wants to be dealt with.
Okay.
It also goes up on the property, and all the debris is left there.
Yeah, the water, top of the water,
Yeah,
the water gap,
All
goes
right.
away, it's gone.
Do you have any pictures?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, Jerry will.
No, not of the flood, of the dam,
Okay.
the water line.
Okay, I know there's some pictures, was that, you talking about the last big rain?
The last big rain?
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't here for it, we just came back.
Oh, okay.
in the-
Because I know there's pictures posted on it that was like, the water got so high in some places, it was like almost covered the car.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but, I mean, we do know that the drainage has to be taken care of.
Well, it's got a lot of curving on there. If it's got, I
Yeah,
don't know
we
exactly
have the
what.
top, the other, but, so we're really,
Yeah,
the whole income's on.
okay, I'll get Billy out there to look at that. Maybe we'll look at that tomorrow and see if we can't, see if there's something that can't be done, like cut the curb in, maybe on the next door houses or something like that. You get some of it to go out in their yard.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Maybe that'll help.
That drainage doesn't help you.
Yeah,
And the
okay.
next street over is beautiful. And they have two, one on each side.
Yeah,
Beautiful. So, please,
yeah, I'll get him out there. And we'll come out there and look at it tomorrow.
thank you so much.
Jared,
Yeah,
there's a couple comments from,
okay.
got a couple comments from, the stream. It's from Jerry Kraft. She's saying that it was, shameful that was done to Thomas, or wasn't that, it was very inappropriate. That is my comment. And, I think that's the only one, that I see.
Okay. Okay, anybody else on the left here? Okay, yeah, so here we'll go with Ron. Start first. Okay, come on.
Ken Duncan, Unit 2. Carol, is there a way that we could remove that statement that was read by Mr. Stratton? Because that statement in its entirety violates ADA. We all come with a certain amount of disabilities and handicaps along the way as we age. Is there a way that that statement can be repaired?
Carol, I was worried about one thing about myself, everybody here, health and welfare. Health and welfare. I consider that very important to everybody here. Somebody falls down from my house, I go pick them up. Health and welfare. I just asked a question. I want to make sure everybody is in good physical condition.
Excuse me.
That's all, I'm sorry.
The question was directed to me.
That's okay, I tried to answer myself. Do you want to answer for me?
No, I'm gonna answer because the question was directed to me. Kenny, the only thing I can say is I can't, like, forward it out of the YouTube, but I know that, Arlene would do a very nice job putting in the minutes, so it doesn't come out as a problem.
Okay, go ahead, Ron.
Carol, maybe also in the unit professional, please, take it out.
Ron Ross, Unit 6. First, just a quick note on the golf carts. An unregistered golf cart is actually a violation under our deed restrictions. Golf course would also like to see people get numbers on the golf carts. We've had a couple that have been taken from residents and driven around and left on the golf course. Golf course doesn't know who they belong to. Our only choice at that point is just to pull them in and hopefully somebody will come and claim the thing. On a better note, fish. We're still looking for somebody to step up, still looking for somebody to step up and take the leadership of fish. We've still got help going out to individuals and food that's going out to individuals. Special request, anybody that's here, see me afterwards, but we've got a lady that's 91 years old that we're going to be removing a couple of cactus and trimming up a couple for, next Thursday. I keep going, oh, I don't like that. Anyway, did it again. If you're interested in helping, please see me, get your information. She's just got a little bit of trimming to be done, and we'd like to be able to help her. She's 91 and just keeps everything else immaculate. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. We can't say enough about Fish, and that was a great accomplishment when you started that a couple of years ago, and we all applaud you.
After the incident that happened a little while ago, my name is Carolyn Hyde, Lot 3. And after the little incident that happened before, questioning Thomas's ability to serve on the unit reps, my question is this going to be something new? Is it going to be all volunteers, or are there a different set of rules for unit reps? Are they gonna have to pass a physical? Because if that's the case, if they think the rule that the dues is going to go up $3, it better be thought again, because without our volunteers here, and we are all over 55, and a good number of us, me included, are part of the falling down gang. Call it what you will. But there's no one here that is 100% healthy. I don't think so. And it should be up to the individual whether they feel they're capable of doing the work. And many people here remember my husband. And if he was going to pass a health exam, there was no way in heck he would have. But it was his choice. What he shouldn't have done, things he did, but it was his choice and he felt useful. As much as I didn't like it, believe you me, because while he was shoveling mulch here, I was shoveling it at home. So I just would like to know, and hopefully that's not the way it's going to go. We still have our individual.
Carolyn, since I'm the liaison for the unit reps, there is, yes, one of the suggestions in the SOP, it is a guideline, it is not a rule, and all of us up here should know the difference. We do ask that you be in good health, but what are your capabilities? There are many times when we just have people calling people the unit reps. The way that Bev and everybody has it right now, they're all helping each other. And you are absolutely right. There's at least 80% of us in this community that have a health issue, but there's so many of us that still want to help. And that should not be a detriment. And I thank you.
Jerry?
Gail, thank you for that, Gail. But I just want to say, again, it says in be in good health is responsible physical condition. That's all it is. Like myself. That's all it is. Thank you.
It is SOPs, the standard operating procedures, that are guidelines.
Been still someone on the line?
Yes, Jerry Kraft is, would like to know if that would be a HIPAA violation, so we can provide them,
Okay,
investigate.
somebody over here on the right has a question, comment? Oh, she's leaving now?
Yeah, I'll get down to the office and take care of my problem. She has a plan.
Okay. Anybody else got a comment about anything on the right side over here? Anybody got a comment anywhere in here? Cal?
Yeah, I can't comment.
Okay, come on back up.
We're talking about health conditions. Obviously, Val have a sinus infection or some kind of respiratory issue. It's airborne, and as a member of the health committee, we are concerned about those type of transmissions, and I'm going to ask Val your voice.
Okay, that's gonna be it then,
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
A second. All in favor, raise your right hand. Aye. All opposed? Okay. Thank you.